It's us. It's really us, guys. There's no joke here. No smokes and mirrors. It's it is March 27th, 2023, and I think our last episode probably late 2021, I almost want to say, my friend. We took a hiatus, guys. A much needed hiatus for a lot of things to work out and happen. And again, I have been doing my other stuff steady. So if you watch the 2 count, you have heard the tease for about the last 3 months of this was a happening. This was going to happen soon, and it was being talked about, and to keep a lookout for it. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The Brisco and Big Ace show has made its grand return. We are back. We are probably quite two different men since the last episode, and since very late 2021, early 2022. Again, if you were at the Hall of Fame, though, in Waterloo, you've seen us. But again, this is the last, this is the first show we're putting out, bro. Like, we're back. We're getting back to it. We're already, before we hit the record or live here, we were already talking future guests and ideas. And there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, well, first of all, Wes, my friend, it's good to see you, brother. I mean, here's the thing, guys. We weren't doing the show, maybe, but Wes and I were talking constantly, like we always do. Even a visit in that time, I made my way out there to Orlando. If you follow either of us on Instagram, you maybe saw it, because Halloween Horror Nights was something we did. And holy, like, we should actually talk about this, Wes, because and we talked about it in our last episode of how hesitant I was about doing Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, but how much fun once you got over it and just seeing the production and starting looking at the detail and everything they do at that place is phenomenal, right? Weren't you impressed on the detail of everything?
It was a blast. It was. I mean, the production value that they put into this, just these haunted houses that you walk through. I've watched tons of videos on these things, and I have told you that. I was like, I know what I'm getting myself into. I just
but nothing does it justice.
It doesn't. No, you see these things in video, and then when you're actually in that element, and you get to see what the people who created these things, what they intended these things to be like, not just on your TV, but you got to experience these things. It's like pro wrestling. It's meant to be experienced live in person, always. And that definitely was a thing, man. Do you remember what you told me at the end of the first house we went in?
Probably speed the fuck up.
No.
Or slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, you told me to slow the hell down. You're like, you're missing it all. Because
you're darting it behind the people, so you don't get scared because
I was trying to skip all those jump scares at first.
Yeah, if you time it right, you can get that's why I was trying to pull them back, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to look at stuff and admire because I go. It doesn't really scare me. I go because I enjoy looking at all the detail, and it's just phenomenal. Just what they go into of putting into that show is absolutely phenomenal, and and how fun it is. It's a great time. The food's good. It's good atmosphere. Great people. Everyone's pretty cool.
Yeah, my boy here probably ate a turkey leg in record time, by the way, that night. It was fascinating.
Oh my God, the turkey legs there are so good. Don't even mention turkey legs right now.
Right. I had my very first Krusty Burger officially. That was an experience.
Yeah, those.
What's that? Oh, yeah, we did. We were in those. Yep. It was cool, man. I've never been to a theme park either in Orlando. That was the first time. I've never been to Universal or Disney.
And that's crazy because that's what we're kind of known for, is our theme parks.
But I'd never been to Orlando until you and I became friends. So when I go to Orlando, it's me and you kicking it. We ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, that was planned out because I wanted you to experience something really, really cool and something that's like it's worth. I mean, everyone I tell it's worth going and spending the money and going to actually go check out. It's totally worth it. I mean,
Yo, and Wes is a pro at it too. Like you told me on the ride, you're like, just follow me. I have it mapped out. I know exactly what we need to do. I know where we got to start and how we're going to do it. And we had fast lane passes. And the only reason we didn't do every house is because the last two or three, we were like, I'm tired. You tired? Yeah, let's go.
but we hit every
We
major
hit
one that
them.
we
Yeah.
want. Like, and I'm like, I have it down to a science where like everyone jets to the first part of the park. I shouldn't tell people my secret, but I'm gonna tell people my secret. So the key is you want to go as far as possible to the opposite end of the theme park and hit all those up first because the crowd instantly goes to the closest one. So you want to trek it as far and then slowly work your way out because by the time you work your way to the beginning of the haunting houses, like where you walk in at, it's died out because everyone's trying to get into those big ones and the big crazy ones out in the back. So there's this, I have a strategy and it's worked out every time I've gone. It's like where we've actually been able to because I want to see all the because
Mhm.
you pay good money
Yeah.
and you want to see all the shows. Like, I mean, you don't want to miss out because like they're all good, but like you want to make sure you at least check out like I mean, I think we hit 12 or 13 houses, or I mean, I forgot how many houses they were, but we were only shy of three houses, I believe, three
Hmm.
or two. And the two or three that we even saw a show, like, like we got to experience a lot, and we weren't rushed. It wasn't like don't make it seem like we were running. We no,
Hmm.
we took our time, and we sat down, we ate, we
Yep.
had fun, we had food. We went to other like parts of like we went to wherever your favorite Lord of
Oh,
the Rings or
I do.
whatever.
No, no, no. I haven't even seen these movies. I just know that it's there, and I want to just see how it looks in real
Is
life.
that what it's called? Lord of the Rings, right?
No, it was the Harry Potter land,
Harry Potter, yeah.
which ended up being super, super dope though, because
It's
we got
pretty cool though, right? We
the
saw the
giant.
dragons.
Yeah.
How good was that timing?
Oh
Like,
yeah, perfect. Like we went there
because they
like
only
2 minutes,
resolve
and then
every so often.
yeah, it was. Oh, dude, it was a very, very good time. And yeah, by the end, I was actually having a blast in the houses. It was a super good time. And yeah, exhausted afterwards. But and
Oh my,
also, guys, we went the day before Halloween. So like again, probably one of their busier nights. It was Halloween. It was October 30th.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so like one of their busier nights too, probably. So like again, kudos to you in having that game plan because it executed perfectly.
And the
And we had
fast passes are worth every dollar.
they are. It may scare you at first, but it is worth every penny. And you will. You'll have a time like I left that night being like, I think I have to come back next year in October
You
again.
better like that should be like our thing, like now on, like
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah, so that's gonna happen. I might see you a few times within the 2023. Actually, it's going to be an
Yeah,
exciting year. We got a lot of cool stuff. Both of us are going to be involved in and get to be a part of, and we're going to try to share all that with you over this next year. And yeah, but Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, my visit down there, that was. I also caught a fish, and I should have put the picture up here because Wes knows. I tell him all the time. I'm in Minnesota. People think, oh, you're an outdoorsy guy. Yeah, I play golf. I
you can
don't
see the
fish.
golf clubs in the back of the by the grand piano.
Brand new bag. Yeah, right next to my baby grand piano. It's just wonderful. I'm gonna learn how to play it someday too. It's gonna be great. Uh,
Yeah, I've been collecting a lot of dust.
you know, it is what it is.
I'm glad you put it up because before it was just collecting like mail, and you had kept so much mail and like clutter on top of there.
But it
You
was
know,
good because it was right by the fireplace. So I was able just to burn all that shit.
I'll just burn all the bills.
Yep.
Not paying you today,
Right.
Mr. Taxman. Not today.
Yep. Yep. Actually, it's funny. Like I don't like open any of my bills because I just pay everything online.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
know. It's just
2023. Like I know when I have to pay my bills, and I go and do it. Most of that shit just gets shredded as it comes in my house. So, yeah, I don't even remember what we were talking about. Shredding my bills
Um,
really just threw me off.
no, we were talking about how everything is going good for the
Hmm.
future, and we got a lot planned. Not only me and Ace, like both of us have a lot of stuff that's about to be really big coming up, and I'm excited. I'm back wrestling a bunch. I mean, I'll be in St. Louis. I'm going to be in Canada again. There's a bunch of places that I'm going to start being back at. And right now, you're looking at your new champ.
Hmm.
ALW now, the new name of the company. Super excited to be their heavyweight champion and to promote their league and bring a different style of wrestling. And I'm very excited of the path and the shows that we got planned and the talent that Alex is bringing in. It's credible. Alex has been a credible promoter, and the talent that he's bringing in is phenomenal.
Just
And
had Bobby Fish there this last weekend, right?
yeah, and it was cool catching up with him. I haven't seen him in a while, and we have an amazing roster, and Alex has done a great job of promoting and really doing a good job of getting the word out, and we're doing really well on Fight TV, and the ratings are doing really well there. So everything's going in the right momentum, and just excited to be a part of it.
That's amazing, dude. I love it. I love it. And you have some big matches coming up too.
Yeah, I mean, for me to win the title, the Pope was in a gauntlet match, and I had to defeat the Pope. And it's always great getting in the ring with the Pope. I mean, Elijah Burke. I mean, he's a phenomenal wrestler, and he's been around forever. And I look up to the guy. He's a every time I get in the ring with him, I learn something different, something new, and he's a great person to work with. So that was really fun getting to wrestle him again, and just got a lot of good talent coming up, and just excited to see the future of what's going on and where we're going to go. And I have a bunch of ideas for the show, and so do you. And I'm very excited for the future.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be we got some fun stuff going on. Uh yeah, and I've been fortunate enough to be more involved in the world of wrestling since our last show. I haven't really talked about this as much. But yeah, if you follow me on social media, I'm a huge in Iowa, Wes. We're both huge in Iowa now. No, not really though. But yeah, I'm working with a few different promotions out of Iowa right now. Madhouse Wrestling, of course, one of the co-owners, our brother Malice.
X
Uh,
Tag Team Champion.
yeah. And then also Absolute Pro Wrestling with Jason Prentice and Brandon the Shank Eubanks, who I think you know, running that place. So thank you to those guys bringing me in as their ring announcers. Also doing some play-by-play with Absolute Pro Wrestling after doing the ring announcing. And man, it's been a fun time. Fun time, and we got a lot of shows going on this next summer. We just had one this last weekend. Uh, Great crowd. Shank and Maddie Starr in the main event. You know both those guys.
Yeah, me and Manny Star has had some incredible matches.
Yeah, Maddie Starr, just someone who man could have done. I think could have been huge. Could be huge. It's sad that he hasn't gotten a notice as much as I think he should outside of Iowa. But in Iowa, they love him or hate him. But it's really good stuff. But man, what has been going on with you though? Let's get into it. It's been a minute. It's been a
Well,
long
right
while.
now we've been chasing this 14-foot gator
Oh
that's
my gosh.
been cruising the lake. I just got back from Puerto Rico on a
So
crazy surf trip.
how crazy? Because you were telling me you guys were getting what was it, 20-foot waves?
15 to 20 foot, yeah. And then the mellow days were a solid 6 to 9 foot.
Wow. Wow.
I got wrecked the first day I got there.
I mean, you told me this. You told me this, which is amazing that you wrestled this last weekend with that injury.
I
Uh,
surfed the whole time with
and
it.
you did, and you didn't stop surfing that whole weekend. So what happened? You want to tell everybody like what happened?
Yeah, it was the first real day there in Puerto Rico, and the waves were just on fire. And we were surfing this secret wave. Can't really mention the name of it, but
Yeah, don't give the spots up, bro.
yeah, I can't give it up. But it's a really good wave. But it's starting to get low tide, and we've been surfing it for 3 hours, and it was just me, my boy Johnny, and Danny, and one other person. So we had this wave all to ourselves. Started getting a little greedy and got a little too close into the rocks, and then make the drop. And as I fell, I got held under. As I popped up, I got hit by another wave, and it held me down. But as that second wave, a third wave came, but while I was thrown in the water, and that hold me down even longer, where it went black, where I couldn't see nothing. So I started like freaking out, not freaking out, but just being like, all right, things just kind of got a little serious now. I got to figure out which way is up, because right now I can't. My eyes are open. All I see is black, and I'm starting to run out of air. So I reach down and try to find my leash of my surfboard, and I can't find it. So I'm like, all right, I'm spinning. And the last thing I'm like, okay, I really only have a couple more seconds left in the air. And I don't know how deep I am or like where I'm at. So I'm going to have to put my foot down and try to figure it out. And when I put my foot down, it got snagged up in the coral reef and of course
Oh,
the coral reef is razor sharp, and it just split me wide open from both feet, top to bottom, completely. I had the size of a probably $50 ripped out of the bottom of my foot.
oh my god, dude! And you kept surfing?
Yeah, and then I glued the top of my foot. Everyone said I needed like 3 stitches on one side and 4 or 5 on the other, but I just glued it all together because I was like, I'm just not. I just want to keep surfing. Like, so just toughed it out and then wrestled. And, here we are today. Got infected. Had to get on the antibiotics. A
Ah,
bunch of shots injected into it. Swelled up really bad. Um, yeah, it wasn't a fun experience, but it was fun surfing. I mean, I got some of the best waves of my life, and was able to like tough it out and be able to like. I mean, I wasn't able to surf the best of my abilities because I was hurt, but I was at least
right.
able to like just get out there and have fun.
Did you
This way
have
was incredible. I got one of the best barrels I've ever got in my life. So,
nice? Did
I
you get any
was
act?
like, what?
You got any pictures of it or film of it?
No, because it's first day there, and
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
was just 5 a.m. wanting to get in the water and just like you don't really start bringing out the GoPros until you get your feet wet, until you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
like like you wait till like I was just so excited to be there. I was just like, okay, we're gonna go surf,
Right.
and got some really good waves. Started to get a little cocky, and Mother Nature showed me who's boss, and that was her.
Yeah, you'll fight again. I had. So were you having to like? Do you wrap your leg up at all, or your foot up at all before going back out, or just the straight glue?
Just duct tape and glue.
Like, did any of the salt water get through? Was it salt water?
Yeah, of course.
Did
Everything.
it? I mean, like, so not only were you in pain because you have a massive cut on your foot, but also
It hurt
this
my knee too. It like twisted my knee all weird.
dang. I would have been done, bro. I would have
Every
been
time I
out.
went surfing, I had to get rubbing alcohol and spray it inside my foot.
Oh, I would have been
Every
like, yo,
single time, rubbing alcohol.
I'm gonna just chill on the
I went
beach,
through
man.
2 things of rubbing alcohol while I was there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You, if anyone has ever doubted how badass you are, this story will end that.
I'm just dumping rubbing alcohol in it.
Oh
First
my
times I
god.
had my buddies do it. After a while, I just got so used to it, I was just doing it myself.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, and then wrestle in the rain with that.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh,
expecting it to rain. The only match that, of course, the main event, it decided to pour.
because you've had, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's nuts. Did you? I mean, how'd it go though?
Oh, the match went really well. I mean, I
Okay.
was slipping and sliding all over the place,
Uh,
but we were able to get through it and able to have a good match, and
do
that's all
you
that matters.
do you have to call any audibles?
I called audible straight up. Luckily, the guy I was wrestling, Jamie, is a credible athlete, credible wrestler. I told the ref, I said, audible, tell him, just listen to me.
Yeah, because you got to throw game plan out the window once
Oh,
the
it
start
went
hits.
straight out the window because it didn't start raining until like as my music was starting to play, it started to creeping, and then like as we like as I like start walking, it just starts pouring out of nowhere, like typical Florida. And I was like, I as I was walking around, the ref like reaches out when he goes, "What do you want me to do?" I said, "Audible." Tell him audible. I said, "Tell him listen to me." So then I walked around a little bit more. Then I came up with a game plan, and then I figured it from there on. We worked through that.
So, like, what kind of things are getting thrown out, and what kind of things are you maybe putting more emphasis on in a match when it's outside pouring?
Hold on one second. I got a cafecito. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, cafecito.
Cafe. You need to go outside, boy. Huh? Come on.
Cafe and
Okay.
I bonded pretty well when I was down there in Orlando.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But when Cafe has to go, Cafe has to go.
And he ain't going in the house, so
No, he's such a good boy, so he must really need to go. So, but yeah, back to that. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was sliding all over the ring, couldn't get my bearings. It was crazy because as I'm circling, I'm like, think of like back in the time in Puerto Rico when I wrestled in the rain. I was like, oh, too bad I don't have time to take off my boots. But and again, I couldn't take off my boots because I got an infected foot. So that would not have been a good idea at all. So had to go to Audible, but we made it work, and we had a great main event, and it'll be on Fight TV, believe it or not. In the rain, the camera crew put their wet little things on. They all had their little ponchos on. I wish I had a poncho on at the time, but
they should let you guys put ponchos on if it rains
I
out.
know I should have been like, you know what? Time out. I need a poncho. I need a couple other things. Maybe we're gonna make this match a street fight instead of a
Yeah.
match in the ring. But I didn't have the time to make the rules or regulations or get a poncho.
All right. Well, any more outdoor shows from here on out, make sure you got a poncho ready.
Oh yeah, I should have realized in Florida too. Like, I need to start just keeping a poncho with me at all times, especially right
Yeah.
now. It's rainy season now.
When's rainy season end?
Never.
Yeah. Okay. It just gets worse.
December maybe.
What's it like right now out there in Orlando?
90.
Okay. And you're liking that?
Not really. It's
Or
kind
is
of
that too hot?
it's a little too hot.
Okay. We're loving
Well,
life.
I'm more of an 80s type of guy.
Okay. We're loving life right now in Minnesota because most of the snow is finally gone and it's like a
No,
really, really nice 42 degrees outside.
my grass has been dying. I've been having to go out there and like water my plants twice a day because it's been so hot.
Which by the way,
Well, I heard when I was in Puerto Rico, it actually got cold here one
oh
day.
really?
But I was in Puerto Rico, so I did not feel. But yeah, I heard one day it got down to like the 49. It was during the night actually, but not during the day. But
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't there for that. I was in Puerto Rico where it was nice and sunny and Caribbean lifestyle, watching the sunset, having humpback whales go right next to the boat. It
Oh,
was
what?
probably the craziest experience of my life. Um, yeah, just kind of just hanging out.
Man, I want to go to Puerto Rico. That's where I need to be.
Let's go. Well, right now is the end of the whale season, so you probably won't see a whale now.
Oh, damn. Damn.
But they have a season where they migrate there every year, and that's the year we're down there. So
Yeah. Nice, dude. Yeah, it's what I was asking though is there anything you do specifically that you know will like go over well in a rain match?
No, not at all. Because it's the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah. You don't have
That's the
anything
last thing I was thinking about when I was walking out because it was beautiful skies the whole day, and it's typical Florida. And I'm like, it'll rain.
That's crazy. And you were able to just throw it together and you guys got through it. That's amazing.
Yeah, we went 25 minutes.
Was this worse than the rain in Puerto Rico match?
No, because I was freaked out because I had no clue what to do, and I wasn't experienced enough to be to have all the knowledge I know now of how to lead and carry and take someone and say, "Hey, this is what's going on." You know, I
Mhm.
wasn't I wasn't as experienced as I was now.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, so it's cool to see that you've been getting back more. Yeah, because you kind of we stepped away from the show. You took a break from a lot of other things too. And yeah, you really hitting it hard this year again, getting that belt over there in Atomic. You said you're gonna be in St. Louis coming up.
Yeah, for Herb Simmons, I'm excited for that. For Sick Wrestling, I'm really excited for that. That's always going to be a great time. And Herb Simmons is such a legend in
Mhm.
wrestling and in St. Louis, and he puts on a great promotion out there.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be good. That's not a super far drive from me, so I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on that weekend. Maybe I can sneak away. Uh,
Yeah, it is May 13th.
nice, dude. Okay, I'm gonna
May
have to
13th.
look. I will have to look
And
into
I
that.
don't know if it might be a 2 day weekend deal, might be a Hall of Fame ceremony one night and then a wrestling show, or it might be all together. I'm not 100% positive. I know there's a award. I know a couple of our Miss Darla's getting an award. A couple of people that we know are getting awards that deserve wrestling awards. So that's going to be very excited to see them get their glory and get their flowers. You know.
Yeah, Hall of Fame weekends are just generally a special time. And it's always nice to see those people get honored. Um, Shoot, that's how come this show started because of a Hall of Fame weekend. Yeah.
Mhm. Hall of Fame, some chicks in the hot tub, some beer, and
Ah, I wish so badly someone got a picture of that. I have the only yeah, never mind. I was gonna say I do have one picture from that weekend, but it wasn't us in the hot tub.
what was that else at the strip club?
No, it was you with a sombrero on.
Oh, I think I was leading church.
Yeah, you were on top of the table. It was amazing. That
Yeah,
was that was my first introduction to you.
you're lucky you didn't get an elbow from up there.
Yeah, no shit. That was the night that they were like, "You guys are being too loud. We'll give you the party room
Yeah,
downstairs."
they gave us a room to party in. So, of course, I'm going to have a sombrero and I'm going to lead charge and get on top of the table and tell
Yeah,
wrestling fans what
I
I'm
don't even
supposed to do.
I don't even know where that sombrero came from. That came like out of nowhere.
I had no idea either.
Mm-mm. No, no clue at all. Uh,
Maybe I came home with it. I don't even know.
yeah. Something else I got to see in person when I was down there with you was I got to see kind of like aftermath of a hurricane because it was a couple of weeks after that, so I got to see
Cool.
that. Got to kind of see you cleaning up. Um, but the garden, we've always talked about it, Wes, on here on how you're Dr. Green Thumb over there, but like y'all don't understand till you're at his home and really like see it
It's
and
twice as
and
it's
and
twice as nice since you've been there.
yeah, and eat. Like we were eating stuff out of that one night when you were making dinner. Like I'm amazed. Like what is it, Wes, about you that makes you? I mean, have you always had the drive to just learn different shit? Because you are multifaceted. You can do so many different things. You've put time in to so many different things.
Gardening it just takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of trial and error and figuring out the right soil, the right amount of water, the right like a lot goes into it. And then when you have a garden as big as mine, and then you go on vacations, you actually have to pay someone to come and like, water it. I have to pay
Yep.
one of my friends to come and take care of it because I can't like I don't want one of my plants to die. You know, I
Right.
worked so hard to like build my garden so well. If it goes, a couple of days without water, everything's destroyed, and I can't. I don't. I've worked so hard to get it to where it looks so good that like I don't want to risk, So I hire someone to come and water my plants. Crazy as that sounds, but some of my plants are $700, $800 a plant. They're very expensive plants, and they produce food, and that's the craziest thing about it is that it's able me to have a sustainable lifestyle where I could go outside and pick my own lettuce, pick my own oranges, my own lemons, make my own lemonade, my own limes, mangoes, bananas. I mean, I got all the herbs from, cilantro to basil to oregano to thyme, then all the vegetables, being able to go out there and grab some vegetables and, make an omelet or make a burrito or whatever, you can come up with all kinds of stuff. And I'm doing all the crazy bell peppers, so we can do stuffed bell peppers. I mean, there's so many different varieties of ways to utilize the food that you grow. And two, I mean, the prices at the grocery store right now are crazy. And to be able to just go outside and pick your own vegetables and not even have to worry about, only you really got to worry about is the meat.
Hmm.
So that's like pretty much like pretty awesome. And most of the time I'm fishing or hunting, so I'll have my own meat. I don't really have to worry about so much to
You just
worry about other people or the grocery store.
right, dude. You just need
Right
some more.
now, yeah, right now we've been buying eggs from my buddy's place. He does free range eggs, and he has a farm right by my house. And I get 24 eggs for $4.
Nice.
And they're all free range. They're all wild, like not kept in a pen. Living a good life chicken, so that you can taste the difference in the quality of the food compared to like the quality of a grocery store. It just the freshness tastes like my tomatoes. I mean, you can literally just eat right off the tree. Same with my limes. My limes are so delicious. It's crazy. You can just like I don't know. It's just my pineapple are finally growing, and now I got two
Nice.
little pineapples growing. Oh, I'm so excited! It's just, and then you get to watch it grow and grow and grow and
Yeah,
grow. Finally, you get to like enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, like like, it's fun. I enjoy it.
that's amazing. I was very like impressed, by it. But I mean, again, too, it's one of those things where, like I said, like,
I gotta shut my door.
yeah, you're fine. Uh, just a hunger to just be good at a multiple of different things. Because again, like you talk about the garden, but then you talk about bringing that stuff inside and using it to cook, which you're a phenomenal cook. You're a great fisherman. You're a great wakeboarder, surfer, wrestler. Like, have you?
Construction, I can build anything.
Yeah, have you always just wanted like? Is that is that like a high for you that you learning new things constantly through life?
Yeah, I feel like if I don't learn new things, I get stagnant and I get really depressed. I feel
Yeah.
like if I'm not, I have to be doing something. I have to like always like I want to like even if it's hard labor. Like yesterday on my day off, I helped my neighbor. We took a jet ski lift off and installed one at his place, and just learning how to do that and just yeah, it was a pain in the butt. The knowledge that I learned. I mean, I could literally start my own business right now of installing jet ski lifts. So it wasn't that hard. It only took me half the day, and what they charge for that, it's a crazy amount of money. Because I was like, how much were you're gonna hire somebody for? And he told me how much, and I was like, what? I go, it only took me this long. I was like, I could start my own company like that. It's just like learning knowledge like that. And, like you never know when you might just say, hey, I could start this company or the opportunity will come in where I could start that company. But now I've known all the obstacles of how to like overcome stuff. And like, yeah, it was hot outside. Yeah, it sucked, but you know what? I still learned a lot, and I had fun, and the knowledge that I learned is priceless. Now I could literally do it. Buy it if I ever get a jet ski, I could do it myself, install my own lift. But B, if I want to start a company, I could start a company because I've already taken one down, put a brand new one up, like all different one. You know what I mean? So I have that knowledge of knowing how to do that now. You
Yeah.
know, so like that's the whole key. Is like for me, like I gotta like I notice what makes me happy is always constantly learning.
Yeah.
Whether it doesn't matter what, like if it's hard work, I get bored if I'm doing the same thing repetitively, and then I feel like I'm not excelling. I'm not growing. I always like, even if it's learning how to do drywall or learning how to, make texture on your wall perfectly smooth, or just, learning how to do crown molding, and doing all the cuts and learning how to do the cuts perfectly and hang it like where there's no gaps or seals. Like that's hard work and difficult, but when you learn how to do it, it's just like wow, I can do this. Like, it just opens up a whole new mindset of like, well, now I can do this. Like, if, like, it's just cool. And then, too, you get ideas for your own places, your own house, your parents' house, or other places where I can go and help and do whatever because I know how to do it, and all that stuff, so especially right now, the construction industry, it's expensive. It's
Mm.
very, very expensive. And knowing how to do it yourself, you save a lot more money, and you're able to, do your projects yourself. You can save a lot more money. So then, when you do turn over or flip the houses or whatever you decide, you make a lot more money.
Nice. What do you have anything on deck that you're like planning to like start learning, or that's something that you've been wanting to try to dabble in? You haven't yet.
Um, let's see. Actually, not really. I mean, I'm pretty getting good at doing everything I want to do. I don't really want to learn how to do tile because like my knees are so banged up I can't be on the floor all day. So like
Yeah.
that's not going to be ever something that I want to do. I'll always hire someone to do. But other than that, I mean, just probably get better and get my garden better and get my yard looking better. That's pretty much the main focus is getting that all squared away.
Nice. Heck yeah, dude. That's a cool thing though to like you said, like gotta always be learning because that's like kind of life. You gotta always be learning and progressing. If you're
Yeah,
not,
and I found out like like that really helped me with dealing with depression was to be able to like wrap my mind into something else, and like that, like that's very healthy is to like, even if it's not a lot of the stuff that I do is very, very difficult. Like I'm telling you, there's days that I bang up concrete and there's days that, are very tough, but those days is what makes you, be grateful for everything that you do have, So
right?
you learn something every time.
Yeah. Good call. Uh, sorry. Ah, jeez, it's been a minute since I've used the program. I'm clicking the wrong shit. All right, there we go. Now we're back. All right, man. Well, you know, we could talk a little wrestling if you want. I don't know. WrestleMania is this weekend. Can you believe it? It's that time of year already.
Wow.
I know. Night one, Saturday. I believe it's supposed to kick off with Austin Theory putting his U.S. title on the line against John Cena. I like how Santino says it better though. John Cena. Uh yeah, so that's gonna be, and could this be Cena's last match? Sounds like it might be.
I mean, he'll always come back and do matches. That's they're just doing that to sell stuff.
Yeah. Couple big things for that though. I don't know if you've heard about these, but Bray Wyatt seems to be not appearing at Mania now. All of a sudden, kind of just no mention of the guy the last 2-3 weeks. Supposedly an undisclosed injury, but that's
That's not good.
all that's been said. And there's been a few actually. There was 2 ladies on the NXT roster who had some injuries. And again, undisclosed, and it was said that they were keeping it very tight-lipped of what these injuries were. One came back though already. So I don't know, kind of fishy, but yeah, the whole plan was him and Bobby Lashley, and it sounds like it's getting nixed. Maybe not, who knows? But as of right now, there's been no mention, and we haven't seen him in weeks.
No, that's not good. Especially because he was getting a good push.
Well, and I think Mania is where everything culminates, and I was really looking forward to seeing that whole thing come together. Plus, I think this is the best Bobby Lashley's ever been in WWE in his career.
I know. How old is he right now?
Bro's gotta be like what, 50?
Yeah.
Gotta be. Oh, cafecito. Hey, buddy. Miss you, buddy. Miss you, cafe.
He was whining like a little girl, so he wanted to be on TV.
Heck yeah, man.
What's up, Cafe?
What's up, buddy? Cafecito.
Are you going to try now since you're on the Brisco and Big A show?
That's right. Me and him bonded while I was down there. My cat don't care. He's asleep in his bed. Cafe. You looking good, buddy. You're looking real good. Remember when we were having lunch at the patio and he got all scared because that weirdo
Crazy lady backed into that planner.
Yeah.
A special planner shipped from Mexico from a famous artist. It was like over $1,000.
Yeah, just backed into it. She had like one of those guys. She had like one of those like. First of all, it was like a
we did not call it even before.
You did. First of all, in a handicap spot, has the like Crown Vic, big ass long boat of a car, and then had like that little itty bitty like wheelchair rack that you could put on the back of like a little sedan.
Yeah, for Publix, like the Publix.
Yep. And this lady just, and you said it, Wes was like, dude, she's gonna hit this shit and just not watch it.
I called it even before she pulled into the space because she was hitting everything before she parked.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I said something's gonna end up bad.
Dude, she was like, she got out and looked at it and like talked to the owners and stuff, but it was like,
I'm surprised she didn't take off. It scared him so bad.
Yeah, Cafe like hid under the chair or table and like would just not move. Would not move. That was crazy. That food was bomb though.
Yeah, they have great food at that place.
Yeah, that definitely have to hit that when I'm back. That place was good. Yeah, man. So Bray Wyatt again out. As far as we know, Alexa Bliss, she might be there. I don't think we're gonna see her wrestle. It turns out she just got over a little skin cancer incident, but was also on The Masked Singer, which is also another huge name. That how do you not have her on Mania? Yeah. Otherwise, though, we're set up to see the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That's
gonna be a good match.
And all signs point to Owens and Zayn finally taking the titles off the Usos. So that's gonna be super cool. That's gonna be super cool. I don't know if you've watched any of this stuff with Reigns, Sami Zayn, and Owens and the whole bloodline.
That's good.
It is amazing. And Sammy, that show in Montreal, I don't even remember the last pay-per-view they just had. Chamber. Was it Chamber? I think it was Chamber. Man, that crowd was so hot for him, and when he lost, that place just died. But again, just amazing stuff. Cody Rhodes taking on Reigns. It's got to be the guy. He's got to be the guy to do it. So let's talk about this before we end this episode. Because it's always cool when we can bring some stuff up when it's involving some of these guys that just all-time legends. And, we're going to see Cody Rhodes take on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns currently has the longest, if not the longest, one of the longest title reigns in WWE as a champ right now. Cody Rhodes taking on a guy who had a hand in training Roman Reigns, his dad, who you were there, you were around all this, as well as Dusty Rhodes having such an influence on WWE F
Well,
when he was
when
there
he
as the Dream, and then with you guys at FCW and NXT now, but never ever held that title, that championship title in WWE. No one in the Rhodes family has. How special will it be if we see Cody Rhodes get the title at Mania, and then B, like, I mean, just you know Cody, you definitely know Dusty. You got to be taught by Dusty at NXT and FCW. So, you just give us a little bit of that too. Like,
yeah, that's
it's a
gonna
big,
be
it's going to be a big moment if it happens for the Rhodes family.
that, and not only is he's done a lot. He was able to step away from WWE, win championships in Japan, win championships at win the NWA Heavyweight Championship, which his dad held. And he also did AEW, where he won, their championship. So, he's really created a legacy, even almost you want to say now as big as his dad by all the different championships, all the different territories that he was able to go in, get over with, sell out shows, do what he had to do. And now look at him. He's back at WWE and he's about to get a chance of a lifetime. And, this is a dream of his. It's something that he's always wanted. Even in the back of his head at AEW, he knew he wanted to go back to WWE. He knew what he wanted. He didn't want to stay there forever. He knew what he had to do to become where he wanted to set his legacy. And he wasn't happy with the far more characters that he was dealt with and the roadblocks that was set for him, because he got set a couple roadblocks that he didn't really want to do, but every roadblock they gave him, he went full 100%, into gimmick and character, but they never got the opportunity for him to be him. And now he gets to be him. That's just even icing on the cake. And for him to be able to just be himself and go out there and wrestle as Cody Rhodes is amazing. And if he wins the title, that's going to be history. And I hope he does. I mean, I love Roman to death, but it's time for a change. And Roman, you got it on the way back, bro. So
when you come back from that vacation, run it back.
Yeah, I'm rooting for both of them. To be honest with you. So,
yeah, that's another thing. That's a cool moment. Is both of these guys. You've been around them. You've worked around them. Like, it's cool for you to see people and some people you consider friends getting to have these big moments. But again, just more for that Rhodes family to have that because again, we can never forget. I mean, people main eventing these last few years and this year and years to come were directly impacted by Dusty Rhodes at NXT and FCW. So that's just it's very, very cool. I like you said, I think Cody had this plan. I think when he left WWE because they wouldn't let him stop being Stardust, that he was like, I'll be back and you're going to see, I'm going to do. And I think, yeah, when he left AEW, I think like you said, I think he knew he was going to leave there eventually, no matter what, because the end goal was coming back and being that WWE champion, the one thing that hasn't happened in that family. So I can't wait. That's going to be this weekend.
Yeah, and it's not like he left on bad terms or just any company. He's always left as a responsible gentleman. So he can go back and do whatever he wants, But
right.
especially once you win that WWE title, then you can really go anywhere because you have that underneath your belt. And that's kind of, the staple of big money.
Yeah, and then again, like I mentioned it earlier, but it's worth mentioning again: the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. Jay Uso, probably the biggest star. Uh,
I'm going for Usos on that one. I'm sorry, 100%.
well, Jay Uso, just one of the biggest parts of this bloodline feud with Roman and Sammy and Kevin Owens and Uso and Sika. Like, it's just Jay really made his name known through this whole feud, and again, the stuff with him and Sami Zayn. And we already, if you're a
And that's
fan,
crazy, the stuff with like his wife, and like you would think that would like
who is officially no longer under contract with WWE.
I saw that. Like you would think that like they would they would they would be like, hey, like, or maybe she want. I really don't know.
Well, I don't know either because you got Sasha Banks who left and finally made her debut for New Japan. Everybody says and thought she was going to jump to AEW right after that because they've worked with New Japan. She still hasn't made it over there, and now there's talk of hey, she could very realistically do just New Japan, and then go to another promotion, another pro, but eventually come back to WWE. She's very much someone that came from the Indies and would go back to
Yeah.
that lifestyle. So, um, yeah, man, it's gonna be. I am excited. Cheap plug. Tuesday nights 2 count on Twitch, the TWO count, and on YouTube. We're doing a live watch along on Saturday night for night 1. We got some special guests coming through, so that'll be a lot of fun. What's your plan, man? Are we going weekly? We never discussed this part. When's our next episode?
We'll try to go for next week,
All right.
and we'll just play it by ear, guys.
You guys heard it. Watch next week. We're not
But
going to.
it's going to be way more consistent.
Yeah.
It's not going to be how it's going to be. I mean, it'll be like when we first were steamrolling it. That's how we're going to be.
So
On the days if we're sick, we're not going to do it. But if we're feeling good, feeling healthy, we're going to do it.
yeah, we're going to start steamrolling again. And we're going to start bringing some really cool guests. There's a lot of people we've been wanting to get on this show for the last couple, 2-3 years that we haven't had the chance to do it yet.
And a lot of different guests, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even wrestlers.
Yeah, we're going all over the world, bro. We're not sticking to just the wrestling world with our guests. We're going to just bring some cool, interesting people that have some cool stories to share that we think you all should know. So that's the plan. And again, there's a lot of cool stuff coming up too for all of us. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. You have what's your next show?
My next show is probably Atomic in like 2 weeks.
Atomic in 2 weeks. I will be in Fort Dodge, Iowa in 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember the exact date on that show as well. For Absolute Pro Wrestling, you can catch me down there ring announcing. So that's gonna be fun. I know.
Cito is ready for his dinner.
Oh snap! Me too. So we're gonna get to that. Welcome back, everybody. It's back. It's here, and we're gonna bring you cool stuff. It's the Brisco and Big A show. Next week, we'll see ya.
Yep.